Joining me now to talk more about the meetings between Presidents Xi and Obama is Robert Kuhn, chairman of the Kuhn Foundation. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Pleasure.
We're
it's
hearing
a very
words,
auspicious time.
It is, right. We're hearing words like strategic, constructive, historic meeting. Was this summit about dealing with substantive issues, or was it more symbolic, laying the groundwork, laying the foundation for what this relationship is going to be looking like perhaps 4 or 5 decades from here?
History will record this summit as one of the most important in U.S.-Sino relations in modern history. And the reason for that is we have two confident, strong presidents meeting together personally, informally, away from the formality of Washington or Beijing, where they can really get to know one another. It is the triumph of substance over form. And the communications which they have shown that they can do together must now be duplicated at many other levels, starting military to military, but also including business and science and culture, all of the areas in which China and the U.S. need to work together. If one listened carefully to both presidents today, one would be very hopeful about the future. But we can't be naive. There are many issues that we face. And if we look at the summit that we had, it was in 2 parts. One was strictly economics, because economics is so important. $500 billion in mutual trade between the two countries. Everything drives economics. China is in its developmental mode, has many serious problems, social imbalances, pollution, sustainable development, need to transform its economy to bring up the workers and the rural areas. So China desperately needs stability in the world and wants to accomplish that. Then if we look at the other issues that were the first day, there's a constellation of other issues that the U.S. and China must address together. There are 3 categories, if you will. One are confrontational issues, cybersecurity, the U.S. pivot to Asia, which China interprets as if U.S. is trying to contain China by dealing with all the countries around China. The U.S. is concerned about China's expansionism, territorial claims. These are issues, human rights, that the 2 sides need to address and where their core issues really are. But then there are other issues in which there's complementarity between the 2 sides, yet perhaps a different perspective. North Korean nuclear weapons, Syria, Iran, climate control, and then another series of issues in which there's complementarity with a similar perspective, like the need to develop clean energy, which both sides need to do. So we have these constellation of issues in which the 2 presidents have acted personally to address this. And I give credit to both of them. At this time, President Xi Jinping, newly in office, takes the big step of making an informal relationship with the President of the United States, who's in his 2nd term, sets a terrific benchmark for all of us to try to follow.
Okay, you mentioned a wide range of issues there, but did these 2 leaders come up with any kinds of agreements, or are they just saying, we are 2 people who can do business? I mean, for instance, the cybersecurity issue looks like it's been kicked down the road. They're talking about a working committee. So are they just saying, let's get to know each other, we can deal with these other very serious problems in the future?
Well, cybersecurity is a major issue. It has been top of the media in the United States for a number of months, and both presidents knew it would be high on the agenda. I think the issue here is that this is a new area, and that the ground rules for how countries work or compete together and what they do is new. And when we have discussions about it, I think progress can be made. So the fact that it was addressed, and it was addressed personally, and when both presidents take ownership that this is a critical issue that they're looking to solve, that sets it on a different level. So I think it would be a mistake to say that nothing was achieved on cybersecurity, because both presidents now have that issue on their shoulders. And if it fails, it's their fault. So a lot of people are going to look at it seriously to try to make it work.
Okay, so we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us.